Alright, what's up guys? Got Path of Exile build guide here for you. I'm playing hardcore in the current league and I'm about to do the Labyrinth for the first time. I've been busy with work and whatnot, so haven't gotten too far into the league. But I thought this would be a good point in the build to just kind of show you what I'm doing. I'll just quickly cover the passive tree here. So this build is pretty much unkillable at this point in the game. Just took the life nodes up to here. This is really my only damage node so far. Life, resist, more life regen, 30% reduced damage from critical strikes because this is hardcore. Took the 50 regen per second on the recovery mastery here, resolute technique. Just makes gearing easier. Got the strength for more life and some little bit of damage. Endurance charge, just more survivability. And now we're going over here. We're going to pick up these two stat nodes here just for leveling gems and for gearing options. This is a slam build, so I'm going to use Tectonic Slam. And if you're wanting to level up for this build, I just leveled up with Ground Slam. And then as soon as I got Tectonic Slam in Act 3, I switched over to it. Probably future plans for the build, I'll pick up, the fire damage. Not sure what weapon type I'll end up using. I'll probably use hammers. But before I start investing in those nodes right now, I got like some decent white socketed gear from a chest. So I've just been using that, and this is an axe. So it didn't seem to make any sense to invest in to start investing in hammer nodes. So I mean, let's just see. So I mean, you can see how quickly I regen and that those don't really do a ton of damage to me. I'm sure, if I just stood in them I could die, but obviously that we're not going to do that. The build, I have max resists right now, well, 75% resists. And this is going to be Chieftain. My damage is pretty low. Like I said, I only have one damage node so far from the tree. But it is hardcore, so I mean, that's not too out of the ordinary. And I'm not really playing like a flavor of the month. Oh crap, I forgot to empty out my inventory. Wah, wah, wah. Alright, that's kind of annoying. I can't believe I did that. Alright, let's see, what are we gonna do? What's the play here? So I think I'm just gonna bounce back to town and we'll restart just because we had only been in there for less than a minute. And most of my gear is pretty bad, so not really anything to showcase at the moment.
Bring me back Something nice, eh?
I haven't really done a whole lot either as far as managing my stash yet. It's just not really set up. I wonder if I can even use that. Nope. So we gotta run back over here. So anyways, this build's gonna be pretty tanky. As we were playing hardcore and the Chieftain changes, I do kind of like what they did, because before it was plus 100% to fire resist was one of the big nodes, and now it's your fire resist applies to cold and lightning at 50% value. So what that does, and then you also, the next node after that gives you your increase to max fire resistance applies to cold and lightning. So what that allows you to do is to actually run Purity of Fire and take full advantage of the fire resist and the +2 max resist. So I do plan on running that right now at this point in time. It'll also just make gearing significantly easier, because I can really just look, I can get a couple ruby rings, and that's going to be 30 fire resist, 15 cold lightning resist base, and then just any more increase. Like if I can get more increase to fire resist, it's just, I'm going to get even more cold and lightning resist. So before, if you wanted to run Purity of Fire, it was just really like unnecessary, because you already had plus 100 base fire resist from the passive. So then when you ran Purity of Fire, you would just end up with like a completely absurd amount of fire resistance. But then you still had to get all of your cold and lightning resist. I mean, I think you could, max the fire resist, like if you had no fire resist on gear, but then it was a little frustrating sometimes, because you could not use gear like that you found that, like, even if it was good gear, if it had fire resist on it, it was just like almost a useless stat to you. So I do kind of like that change. Whether it actually makes the ascendancy stronger or not, I'm, at this point I'm not sure. I don't know if anybody's really sure, because it's a very recent change. But I do kind of understand the thought behind it, and I think that design choice is going to lend quite a bit to actually buffing the class. Like, it's still going to be pretty strong early on, and it's going to help with gearing just throughout the whole growth of your character, like through each part of the game. So I mean, the damage isn't great, but it's not terrible. Once I start actually picking up damage nodes. One thing I haven't decided on is if I want to try and scale burning damage very much, or just kind of go off pure like base damage, because you can get 100% fire conversion on the skill pretty easily, and you don't have to take Avatar of Fire anymore, which is good because it doesn't nerf like every other ability you use to only deal 50% fire damage. Like I could still deal physical damage, which gives you some other options as well. Whereas before, like when you took the previous passive that converted 50% of your damage to fire, and then you took Avatar of Fire, like you were purely limited to fire damage. And there's a lot that you, as far as like physical damage goes, like you can't leech. Well, at least it's harder to get leech for elemental damage versus physical damage. So yeah, I mean, I almost don't have to use potions anymore on this build just because I have so much regen. And like the hits just don't really hurt. So I do think it's, you know, it may not be, there's really no build in Path of Exile's Unkillable, but at this stage in the game, especially for hardcore, it's, you know, very, very tanky. Like I don't really worry about getting hit. I'll just put it that way. Like normally I'm very like stressed out in these fights because I have to constantly dodge, and like you have to get the right flasks. I haven't seen a bubbling flask yet. I don't know if they like took those out, but you always used to have like bubbling flasks just permanently, and I'd have to use them even when I was building a tanky character. So, I mean, like, I didn't use a single potion charge. I don't even know the last time I've used a potion charge. I've kept them up, you know, just because you never know when you will need them, and it's better to have decent potions than to not have them. And I don't know at what point, like, the damage is going to scale up, and my survivability will go down, but like I think it's going to be a while, and of course I'm going to get like continue to get more and more tanky. But there are some new things on the passive tree since at least I've last played, and I know some new additions to this recent patch, but I think some of the more interesting ones is like this node, and then the fire mastery. So that's where you can get your other 40%. I mean, you'd have to convert 40% of physical damage for everything, but this already converts 60%. So yeah, you've already got 60% fizz conversion. So converting 40% of all your other fizz to fire, I mean, it's not like, I don't really know what other physical damage I would be doing. But it is possible to get 100% to fire conversion if if you want. Yeah, I'm not too worried about getting any kind of loot out of this. I'm just going for completion. Probably don't really want that exit because it's just going to be an additional area. Not really looking to do an additional area. Whoops, accidentally stood in that. I was trying to get that guy to go into it so it'll kill him. There we go. But yeah, once I get the damage up on this, I think it's gonna be a pretty fun build to play. And like I've said previously, I haven't played in a while, so there's a lot of new stuff, and it kind of fits like the theme and the play style that I like. Oh shit. It's just... Fuck. Well, I really thought there was another exit here, but now I'm starting to question whether or not that is actually the case. There we go. Alright, see. That's what I was wanting.
When the time comes to strike, an emperor strikes without hesitation. To entertain doubt is to dance with death.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn what to level up first for the Ascendancy. because it's like, you know, I can get a lot of damage. I could go damage, or I can go survivability. I do think I am gonna go with the fire resist. Gives you cold and lightning, just because it's gonna make my gearing easier. And like I haven't even really using my defensive skill, but like, yeah, it's just a little extra. You know, defensive options when you really need it, which I don't really know if I need it, but like I'll use it. I really need to set up my loot filter.
Such resilience. Pity the emperor who sits alone on his throne.
But there is a pretty interesting node here that crit strikes don't ignite, but you deal 100% increased damage with hits against ignited enemies. So I mean, I think that could really be a big damage increase. For this build, I really don't want to go the trap route. It gets kind of annoying. But yeah, if I'm going, like, if I get a decent ignite chance, which I think, you know, is not really too difficult, I just have to find it in the passive tree, like with the path that I'm going on. And like right here, there's 30% chance. And then, I mean, that's like recover 2% life when you ignite. Like, that's decent. So, I mean, like, that, I don't know if there's any ignite chance here. Let's kind of take a look. So we got a couple nodes here that are, you know, some good damage increase nodes, but really if I want to get more ignite chance, it looks like I'd have to go like over here or up here, which I thought there used to be like some really big ignite. I thought one of these was like a really big. There used to be like a burning damage like passive node up here that maybe it was this, but I thought there used to be one that gave you like a huge increase to burning damage and ignite chance. So I mean, I was gonna probably head up this way anyways to get endurance charges, and like this node here is always really good. So, like between if I were to get this and like this right here, that's already 50% chance to ignite. So, I mean, that's like a really pretty high ignite chance. I don't know if I'm gonna run like any ignite support gems or just like scale the base damage. It's hard to say at this point. Like I'll have to kind of test it and figure out which one feels the best and does like the most damage. I wonder if I can tank this. Okay, I can still tank this. Oh, okay, what was the... Oh, I see. I missed the little, like, treasure room here.
A potent little gift from our primitive past.
Dang it, it looks like I have to go through the hover bleed, flying bleed things. Kind of annoying. This is always like one of the worst parts about playing hardcore is dealing with the labyrinth and the ascendancy like trials, just because it's you know, one of those areas where you can make a mistake and very easily die, even with a very tanky character. Especially at the higher level ones. Um, like I mean, I haven't done it in a while, but like the Merciless or like the third trial is like very challenging. And I don't think I've ever got a hardcore character where I had finished the fourth ascendancy. Like I had completed several of the trials and they are ridiculous. Like when you're mapping. And then I think my character ripped after I'd done a few of them, but I ripped before I actually completed all of them to attempt the fourth trial. But yeah, you can see that this build with the regen I have, I can just tank the burning ground here, and there's no problem. Like it doesn't even drain my health. Hey, my first chaos. Oh, shit. Did I think I may have taken a wrong turn. Yep. Alright. No, I don't. Don't really want the silver key or the silver cash. Damn it. Well, that stunk.
The warrior bled upon Zaro's stones and cursed Zaro's ill. He looked upon the walls of his tomb, built by his masters. Corn were the first ones to carry him to the forest and fields of his Ezomir. Yet while the first ones remained silent, the guide did speak. Secrets planted by clever hands, enslaved by gold. And with one such secret, plucked the life of the warrior from the first one's jaw.
Oh, ouch. Back to the beach in Scrub Core. Man, what level was that guy? 99. Wow. That's got to suck. I think the highest I've got in hardcore is like 89. But that was back when, like, I mean, I always have played like solo. I mean, I've played with trade. I've played a few leagues like solo self-found. But I typically, like, I don't have a group to play with, so sustaining maps, I don't know if it's gotten, you know, better for solo players, but previously it was kind of tough to sustain like higher tier maps playing by yourself. So I would be running like lower level maps all the time, and it would get kind of tiresome. Nope. There we go. Yep. I mean, I just like tanked him jumping right on me, and it didn't even do any damage. And I'm level 36, and this is a 33 area, so there's not really a huge level difference here. Alright, so that's the build right now, guys. I never know if it actually matters, like what chest you take. Oh. Alright. That's like way better stuff than I normally get from running this. I don't know if that means I picked a winner or if it was just like they've increased the drops or something. So I mean, I just loot everything and then I just sell it. Like there's no reason not to other than it just takes a little bit of extra time, but this early in the league when I'm super poor, like it doesn't hurt to have extra stacks of like transmute orbs. So right now I still have like a blue couple, well, yeah, I still have a couple blue pieces of gear. I had blue boots until maybe like an hour ago. So let me see if what these. Uh, oh, I got almost a perfect, not quite, but almost a perfect face breaker. Or is it 800%? Is it 600 to 800? Let me double check. Yeah, never mind. That's pretty low roll. I haven't really found too many of them though. Oh, let's see. Did I find any other gloves? No. So all I can craft is a glove. Well, that's it. Word of the Grave. I don't even remember what that does. Jug is kind of the one of the fan favorites for hardcore, but I've always liked Chieftain. I like the flavor. Um, so I mean, it's like either I could get more endurance charges. So I mean, really, like these. I mean, these are pretty good. Endurance charges are really strong though. So you get what, one extra endurance charge. I mean, I don't think I'll have really any issue keeping endurance charges up, especially since they basically added this um, to the passive tree now, whereas before that wasn't there. So I can already get endurance charges from getting hit. And I'm not like, yeah, I'm still going Chieftain. It's the send, baby. So yeah, we're gonna go for Tassalio, Cleansing Water. And then after that, I plan to go this route. Although it is kind of tempting. It is kind of tempting to go this route first, just because like that's gonna be a lot of damage. And right now I am severely lacking damage. So I may... That's basically worthless. I mean, I think like you go this way and you go this way. Unless you're playing totems, but I don't like totems. Hmm. I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna go for more damage. And if I want to later, I can... Like if I really needed to, I could refund and put it in the other thing. All right. So if you thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this type of content, please hit that subscribe button. I know this ran a little bit longer than I was kind of anticipating. But if you're still here, I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this and kind of give me some feedback down and below if you have any on the build. So I'll see you guys next time, and remember to give them the D.